I couldn't get my mic to my headset to load, and
That's
that
absolutely
was
fine, mate. That's absolutely
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, and then Razzington, had like 5 minutes in between the first game, like which he lost, and did some tweaking, got grenades earlier, got some more tight early game, and won the second game. And then it's basically, and now we are here. That's it.
It's going to be pretty epic. I believe they've had. I mean, if I was in this position, I'd be spending a week just looking over the stuff that I did, maybe doing a little bit of theory crafting. Do you think that we're going to see anything different? Do you think that one of them's gone deep into the box of tricks and gone, all right, he beat me once, I beat them once. I know what
I
they're
mean, there
doing, I know what I do. Or do you think Razzlington is going to be even faster and just break clutch with speed effectively?
I mean, I talked on Monday with Raz and half an hour ago,
Yeah.
and so I'm not sure how much I want to directly share, but I can point you into a direction. Like, how much did Razzlington stream the last week?
Uh,
Like,
I've not really been about, so
yeah, I can say like I think 3 hours, and usually that's like a tenth of what he usually streams.
okay. So he's been working in the background like a Rocky montage, training.
Yeah, there could be could be stuff coming up, but I'm not sure
Okay.
about Clutch. Like I'm not close with Clutch. Don't know a lot of stuff about him, not what he's doing, and so maybe he did the same. Maybe we see the exact same thing because they looked for hours into the gameplay and said, "Yep, that's the best strat. I'm going to do it again, but
Yeah.
faster." Who knows?
He was in our. We did two captains games yesterday because one ended quite abruptly, and he was in both of them. But as far as I'm aware, there wasn't a lot of talking going on. So maybe in the background, just silently grinding, silently. Yeah, I don't know. I think there was thing with Clutch and some of the players on our server is that they are mechanically very strong when they play in the larger team games, but it's not often that we see them. The game is not open. Sorry, just quickly answering a question. Thanks for joining us. The game is not open to spectators purely just because if we keep having people load into this map that we're currently in, it can slow the game down. So there's a couple of people with the passwords, streamers and referees, etc., and some of the admins. But I believe there are a few streams going up. So I think myself and T is streaming this as well. And I think Razzlington is streaming his perspective, but I don't think he's going to be talking. And so we're going to try and, myself and Pitta, we're going to try and do the blow by blow, punch by punch, round by round analysis of what goes on in this final game of the finals. So, yeah, the best place to be is probably here or with anti-elites, one of the two. Yeah,
I
so
mean,
how's
there are
that
like
time?
several options. Either you go for the knowledgeable, great streamers, or you
Yeah,
go over to NT. So choose for yourself, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, I mean, NT lost in his first match, right?
He
So
did,
what
yeah, to
would we
Ness.
know? Oh, that's I don't know.
For any of you that are waiting for the games to be uploaded, I have learnt that my PC can be upgraded, so I bought some upgrades and they're going in today. Just small little things I just should have really upgraded ages ago. So there's more games to go up. I've got many of the pool stages. I've got many of the quarters, the semis, and the finals, as well as other streamers are sending me their games, so we can put them all onto a working YouTube link that will go up onto my Twitch as well. Like I said, I've recently swapped everything around. It's a bit of a nightmare, but all the old content, like when we played 67 players versus 7, that will go back up onto YouTube as well. There is a future tournament that I will be speaking about in the middle of the game, and that is actually happening in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's the 28th of January. I need to confirm that, but there's another money tournament, and some of the prize money from this is being rolled up into that as well. So if you think this is good money for the winner, which I think it is, we don't have long until the next tournament. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, you'll find actually I might be able to make it live, but the second finals game has uploaded today, so you'll be able to. Hopefully, I can get the all three of those finals games, these finals games, up by the end of today, and then it's just about filling in the gaps for the pool stages that I missed and the semi-finals that I wasn't able to cover. But yeah, are you going to be throwing your hat into the ring for that one, Pitta, for the January tournament?
I'm just trying to look for a date for that one. I think it was January, right? But which day? Like
Let me double check. I've been sent all of the details. I'm just terrible at promoting. Okay, so
Here, 27th of January. I think that's it, right?
it might
Fighter
be
Battle
wrong.
Master
The date that I have
3.
is 28th Jan, 1400, so 2 o'clock Central European time, 1 o'clock UK time, GMT, and that's all the way till 11. I think the way that they're doing it is they're going to do it 2-day. So maybe it starts on the 27th, finishes on the 28th. Maybe. I'll talk to Carl. Let me go message him real quick.
And he talked about stretching the tournament over 2 days, but in the sheet, it says 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Saturdays are pretty tough for me, so I'll have a look. But yeah, we'll see. What about yourself? Want to cast or join
I want to play, but what I'd be doing is I'd be depriving somebody else of the prize money, and I'm not about that. You know, I earn a decent whack with my normal day job, and if it's like the captain's games. I want to play and just kind of show off how to win a game single-handedly, with obviously the help and support of your teammates, but it's pretty much me, you know, hard carrying. And it's not fair, you know, it's kind of a guaranteed result. So I don't think it'd be nice. There's somebody else that's more deserved of that money than myself. So humbly, respectfully, highly talentedly, if that is a word, I step back. We'll do some commentary on the top. I actually really enjoy this. I'm starting to really find a rhythm with streaming that I just didn't have it initially. So yeah, one of these days, I will log in and you'll be able to see what top 1% talent looks like. But until that day happens, unfortunately, I'm going to be stuck behind a microphone.
We have to watch the captain games to see you in action. And,
yeah. Well, it's about time.
All the glory and spread there.
I have a 100% win record over multiple games, not just one. Hey Ned, how's it going? Nice to have you on. So yeah, I need to kind of, before the end of the year, maybe I put my reputation on the line, because if I win another captain's game, not that it's all about me, we're here for Clutch versus Razzlington obviously, but just as we wait for the game to set up, I might put my reputation on the line and captain the last game of the year, and then I'll end the year with 100% win rate over the course of 12 months. So yeah. But we'll see how it goes. There is one more captain's game to go, by the way, of this year, which is next week on Saturday. And again, there is another tournament. It looks to me like it's going to be a weekend tournament, so it's 27th and the 28th. And you can see I've just chucked that into chat there. 2 o'clock Central European time to start. And you can work out where you are in the world and what that means to you. Today, we're here for one thing and one thing only, which is one game, which is the final game of the 1v1 Masters tournament. I'm joined by Pitta as a co-host to commentate the game. The two players involved in this final will be Clutch 331, as you can see up here, and also Razzlington, a very fast British man, who I think will be even faster than last time. I will throw up a prediction, that is a very good point, and since we're closing in on the game started, that's a great shout. You guys are better streamers than I am. 1 second, let me get a prediction up here. Let's see if you can predict with your challenge points. And this is for winner takes all. Winner takes all. Alright. Start prediction. Who wins all the marbles? Here we go. I'll give you 5 minutes to figure it out. And this is for all the marbles. This is for everyone. So let's see who backs who. I think it should be even. Razzlington might have some support here. Fair enough. But generally speaking, I think that it should be split right down the middle. Some people go for Clutch, some people going for Razzlington. I'm going to take a quick break and just grab some water before this all starts. I feel like my voice is going to go halfway through. I don't know about you, dude, but it is cold where I'm at. What's the weather like in Germany? Bit miserable?
I haven't been outside today, so who knows?
Got you.
No, it got a bit warmer. Like November was pretty chilly, but yeah,
okay.
It went better. But no snow, of course. Like at least where I live, like not in southern Germany, but yeah, here where I live, there's not a lot of snow in basically all the last years. So
and that's such a shame. I remember Christmas used to be holly jolly, full of snow. Making snowmen, throwing snowballs. everything's snow related, and now it's just miserable, mate. I don't know what's happened. This global, I mean, there's no such thing as global warming, right? Because the planet's flat. So, I'm kidding, mate. Holy shit.
I'm just
Sorry.
trying to find a point where to get into, but no.
Can you imagine? Oh my god. It's been a really normal stream, and then you come out with things like, yeah, well, space isn't real.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows that lizard people run the world. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, global warming, yeah, could be a case. Who knows?
Okay, Carla said, let's begin. Just to say in advance, the next tournament will take place on Sunday, Jan 28th. Razzlington is ready, Clutch is ready, and here we are. We're looking for a map, so they have to agree on which map they want to play on, and that's mostly predicated around. Once we load into the next seed. ID sync. I'm back. That would have been terrible.
A lot of people do think, yeah?
It mostly is denoted by the patches, and if I bring out I managed to get MS Paint tool into Factorio. These patches and their kind of orientation. Quick question, can you see these arrows on the screen from Twitch? Can you guys actually see what I'm drawing here? I really do hope you can. Yes, awesome, brilliant. I love these tools. So let me just quickly walk you through, if you're new, whilst we get the game set up. If you have a look down here, you'll see a box, and that box is full of items. Very important, these are your starting items when you begin the game. You will spawn, and in the 1v1 environment, you will spawn just above this box. As you can see here, Clutch is gone, and that box is full of items that will begin your game up. The objective of this game mode is very simple. Defend this silo at all costs. If it dies, you lose the game, and in this game, this is a 1v1 where we've gone best of 3, and both of these players have won 1 game each. Their playstyles are pretty different, and I'll let Pitta go into the details of, for instance, what Razzlington's doing and what Clutch is doing, because he's much better placed and positioned to explain all that stuff. I feel like I'll be flying around drawing a lot during this game, but hopefully we can be a bit educational, hype the game up a little bit too, and we're about to see some very high level 1v1 play, so we are literally waiting for the countdown from 9 to 1, and then we're gonna go. Who's your money on then, Pitta? Who would you choose out of this?
That's definitely Les. He won the last game, and I assume he spent a lot of time watching VODs, analyzing stuff, trying new stuff. I'm not sure if Slap did it, but even if he did, I doubt he did more than Rest. So my money's on Rest, to be honest.
Okay. Is there a way, potentially, and I'm just theorising here, could he have over-prepared? I mean, could there be some nerves going into this, thinking, right, I've done all this work, I put all these hours in, you know, do you think maybe he might trip himself up, or do you think he's, I mean, obviously as a speedrunner you're consistent, so, you know, consistency is what makes you good.
He sounded pretty relaxed and when I put it like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I'm a bit concerned about, like, there's trees in the south where normally the defense goes. And we haven't, at least I haven't seen them match that was played on a heavy, like not heavy, but like a tree-like map.
Got you.
So
Yeah,
you have to see how that works out. And I think that's worse for the guy that doesn't rushes.
Yes. So here's, for anybody that doesn't know the way that this game is played out, I'll quickly zoom out so you can see the map. There is a river that divides both sides, and the ore patches are effectively reflected on either side. As we see the numbers count down, these are silly, aren't they? You'll see that the ore patches are reflected, so no side has an inherent advantage. Wait, do we have pause? Okay, awesome. We can just quickly pause whilst Clutch sets up his hotbar. As I zoom out really quickly, and in the blackness of the map fog, bugs will stream down towards your objective, towards your silo, in these kind of directions here. So later on you'll be seeing some of the players employing some defensive strategies by drawing a line effectively of either walls, but probably stone furnaces, to try and cut the bugs off and defend at a point where the stuff they build behind them. Oh, thank you for the sub. Holy crap. Awesome. Sorry about that. That's mega. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, they're going to draw a defensive line that will try and keep the bugs back. As over time, the evolution of the bugs, the strength of them will get bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger to a point where it becomes overwhelming. The opening play, the opening gambit for both players should be relatively similar. Power is important, you need it at the very beginning of the game. So we're not going to see too much deviation here, are we, at the very beginning of Pitta?
I mean, we see small stuff like Razzlington did his first, like, on spawn power plant, which he didn't do before.
Yeah.
And I think it's reasonable today, because the code is too far to do on-patch stuff. Clutch tried to do that and then realized, it's too far, and then he placed it to the south. And Clutch didn't set up the south bar. So if we want to interpret something into that, I think Clutch could be a bit nervous.
Yeah. Quick mouse slip is all it takes. Half a second off, and you do that maybe over the course of 30 minutes, 10 to 15 times, and you're 10 to 15 seconds behind. And the speed at which these guys play as well is, one small deviation can really set the tone for how the rest of the game is going to go. If I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Clutch employed a gate building strategy. And for all of you that are new, just as the game is firing up and things are being built, we can see here that contrary to like the standard bike to battle setup where you're sending science, here you're sending items such as yellow magazines, walls, red magazines, in order to impact the opposition side's evolution of the bugs. And I believe it was Clutch that employed a gate strategy, whereas Razzlington employed it was yellow ammo and turret spam effectively. But it was really efficient, it was on the money, it was timed to perfection, and it can catch you off guard to the point where if you want to go into that deeper tech, by getting to gates for instance, you're basically rushed out of your position before you can really hit your timings on that. So I'm interested to see how much faster Razzlington is going. And he's already got 2 lines up smelting, or 3 lines, 4 lines, sorry. And he's got a block of buildings down while we're producing all of this items, so yeah, looking good.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same thing, like Raz doing the 2 half lines into direct smelting and Clutch doing the almost full line into 36 furnaces with the lower part on copper, which is building now. So it seems like no deviation, at least currently. And I would say that benefits Raz, but we don't know. We will see.
An early copper line from Clutch, whereas Razzlington didn't prioritise copper that much in his runs, if I remember correctly. It was lots of iron smelting, and then followed by kind of like I think it was 1 line of copper that we saw from him.
Yeah, he did some early copper, which buffered them a bit, so he could start his furnace production. But yeah, Clutch builds the copper early for the long research, and because he needs a lot of green circuits for walls as well, which buffer up. He had a pretty small production of green circuits, but started very early. And yeah, in his first games and in all previous games, he got along with it. But yeah, in the last match, Razzlington punished him for it, for building up too much economy. So let's see.
So somebody's mentioned very quickly that there is a tiny gap just to the east where the bugs can file through, and they think that this could be potentially, as we see the first send of 100 Gs, that's massive. For an early send, 124 yellow magazine.
That's the same strat. Early pressure from Raz, and Clutch is not doing anything with the plates. He just buffers them up and handcrafts some. But Raz is just pedal to the metal and let's go.
And that's what we saw from most of Razzlington's games, especially against opponents. Like, he would rush the north, or whoever he was playing against, up to like 10%. And there wasn't a lot of sends back in his direction. We haven't seen kind of that yo-yoing of you send to them, they send to you, and then you both slowly but surely like crank the temperature up. Well, bugs managed to make it through. At this point, for anybody watching, the bugs are not well evolved, they're not very strong, and you can melee them down at like 0.6%. When they go to about 10 to 15%, you need to be shooting them, and at anything above that you need some passive defense like turrets to really help get you to push them back. As you can see now, in the north, Clutch has kind of organised the defensive line that will hopefully fight the bugs back into these areas and stop them from crashing down onto his base. And establishing a defensive line early on is very important. You don't want them hitting you in multiple areas, causing damage in multiple different parts of your base, and then you're running around just fixing things that are on fire. But another send in the first opening few minutes of the game means that North are dealing with 8% bugs, which is manageable now, but later potentially could be untenable.
We had a small mini game last time where we counted grenades.
Oh yes, definitely.
We need to do that again. So chat if you want to count grenades with us.
Very
Currently, they
important,
have
actually.
10 with whom they started, and yeah, we'll see. Small minigame.
Because it got down to... He got down to 1 grenade at one point, Razzlington.
Yes.
And he was literally, if he had kept, being attacked and the game had been prolonged, he would have been completely at odds without any heavy defense. Early on, for anybody that's new that's watching, ammunition and gun turrets easily beat the bugs back. Later on, a grenade can detonate an entire wave, and you'll see later on that the waves will be vast and large, to the point where a single turret or even a group of turrets can become overwhelmed. Very similar to scenes out of Starship Troopers, for instance. They just come, they just ravage you, and it's difficult to get overwhelmed. So you need kind of multiple layers of defense. And you'll see as we're seeing lots of stone furnaces being built off the stone patch, as well as we do have that. Yeah, we do have that flex as well. These stone furnaces will be a pivotal defensive item that will be used to create a buffer between yourself and the bugs. And hopefully behind that you can see lots of gun turrets, and maybe the old grenade be thrown. As we hit almost 11%. Raz is so fast, man. That's so quick.
Yeah, we have the full standby Raz, no research yet. He set up some labs, so he's like all in pressure currently.
Yeah.
And Clutch is doing the same as he did last time. Some hand-fed semi-automated builds, some hand-fed labs, researching to automation, military, and I think he did like ammo damage as well last time before grenades,
yeah.
which was pretty tough. But he got it working again. And Rez is currently doing... What is he doing? Gun turrets, automation, logistics. Yeah, okay, so he's preparing his usual research-wise as well.
Looking strong from both players so far. I mean, as you can see here, the bugs waves will come and they will be attracted to the gun turrets that you can
and
see
they destroyed the first route and on north.
Yeah, and they're damaging the second as well. So this is... Already the pressure is starting to ramp up and mount. As you can see, there are so many bugs that obviously, you'd need about 10 turrets down to really just blow the wave away straight away. Interesting. And they do come through the trees as well. Sometimes, if I can get my paint tools out, the trees are quite useful because they'll fracture the bug's wave as they kind of fight their way through the density of the tree, causing them to split. Whereas sometimes you'll get the pathing of the bugs just head down an open alleyway and basically swarm and overwhelm your defensive setup. So this is going to be quite an interesting way to see which way the bugs decide to path, because obviously we've got mining over here that could be overwhelmed. Bob Ross would be proud. I mean, what do we think, chat? These drawing, I mean, my drawing particularly is not very good, but is drawing on the map helpful at all, just to kind of show different areas and point out different bits and pieces? I like it. I'm glad I've got this tool back. And if any of you guys know the people that make this tool, please get them to get in touch, because it's it doesn't exist anymore. I've had to use a really kind of janky beta version that's really buggy, so I'll stick the name of it in the VOD. And again, we will stick to the action that's happening in the game, as it is happening very, very fast. However, I'm going to be creating some educational videos about this game mode, so look out for them going up onto YouTube as well. I feel like there's lots of simple stuff that we can use, we can explain about this game mode and about the team-based game mode that would really help new players understand what's going on, and potentially maybe get some of you guys into these tournaments. The thing to remember here is there's cold hard cash on the line. Somebody will walk away with a really strong sum of money today, off the back of being skilled at this game mode, and I like that. Ups the ante a little bit. And we were talking about prize money last week, and we were talking about, what would you do if you won? Would you save it? Would you... those videos will be up on the new channel, and I will remember to change the link out. Apologies, a bit of a monologue there, so I do apologise.
That's totally fine, I'm just trying to see, but I still, there's like, Res got turrets and stops his ammo production and do fit more turrets, which is a gamble, because if Clutch would send, he doesn't have ammo.
Yeah.
But seems like it's a good read, a good read on the meta he played, and he's now automating copper. If he goes like, that's maybe the only thing you could criticize on his play last time, that he sent a lot of ammo while having turrets.
Yes.
And turrets research and done, and he caught that. I didn't talk about this in the broadcast, but he found it out himself, and he's switching that up now as well. So it could be that Clutch will be under much more pressure this time, and Razzlington having his build a bit sharpened.
Let's quickly, I'm going to dive into the research queue. Hopefully, this doesn't give anything away, but we're just going to pop in and have a look. So, Clutch is prioritising physical projectile damage 1. Understandable, he will be using his turrets often this game. Meanwhile, Razzlington, Logis, and that's about it. So the way that I remember the last game going... Clutch kind of invested heavily into his turrets being stronger, shooting faster, doing more damage, expecting the rush to come. So he's effectively kind of running into the storm, running up the hill, into all of the pressure that Razzlington's going to be putting onto him. And in that knowledge, and in knowing that that is going to come, he needs to kind of invest a little bit in his defensive structures, whereas Raz is really just grabbing items and sending them, just forcing this number up. And if we get any around 40, 45% to 50%, we can imagine the Clutch is going to be in a dire situation. The way that Clutch is trying to mitigate that is by investing in his defenses and effectively trying to just keep calm and carry on, get to the technology that he believes will win him the game, which I think will be gates. There might be a small deviation potentially, but I think it'll be gates. And it's basically somebody who wants to go really, really fast versus somebody who needs to survive the rush and get to their own spot. So it's going to be an interesting one. The bugs aren't that vast at the moment, so they're not being too troubled.
But counting grenades, Clutch used one and lost a lot of ammo and turrets, so I think that's fine. And he's just now building a small build. That's the first deviation that we see from Clutch. Last time he built like 15 stone miners into like 12 furnaces, and now he builds like 3 direct inserted into 3. So that could potentially be flavor ammo, because you need some bricks for that, but not a lot.
Yeah, this is different. I don't remember seeing a lot of brick production.
Yeah, but maybe I'm also misremembering stuff. But let's see. Maybe he changes stuff up or wants to build later.
I mean, walls are one of the technologies you can send, but I don't think we've seen anybody send walls. And somebody just mentioned, there's no oil. At least in the initial area, there's no oil. So, as we saw with Timinator, his strategy was to go for a flamer ammo, and obviously Tim kind of got knocked out in the semis. Leaving your base is dangerous, especially when the threat is ticking itself up.
And we see bigger attacks on the north, like chiseling away on the defenses. Yeah. There are some turrets without ammo, some with a lot of damage. And there's another wave coming. But it seems when there's like 2 turrets with a lot of ammo.
And then the rest are running out. Yeah, oh no. There's 6 turrets here that just aren't.
And
2 more grenades go down from Clutch.
Maybe more? No, he's feeding ammo, which is a good call.
Yeah.
But that means we are down to 7 minutes.
Yes. The thing to remember here, from Clutch's point of view, is that every second he spends coming up here and rearming his defenses is a few seconds where he could be building, progressing, and moving his own plans forward. So you it's a fine balancing act, it's a delicate balancing act between spending too much time here defending, waiting for the waves to come, and getting yourself, kind of up and back on track here. So yeah, Razzlington doing what he did last time. He's very, very quick. He's hitting some insane timings when it comes to building and sending. And Clutch is almost dealing with 20% bugs at the 14-minute mark, which, I'm going to be honest, is pretty scary.
Yeah, there was the message that medium Pitta has spawned, which is lucky. But the biters will follow soon after, and we'll see how Clutch handles medium biters and spitters. But 7 grenades and 18%. Attacks don't get less powerful from here on.
Interesting to see Clutch's investment into reds. I mean, have you seen how many labs he's got down? 2, 4, 6, 9 labs.
Yeah, he builds 5 at the start. Yeah, he builds 5 at the start and then expands to like 10 or 12 last time. So technically now it's almost the same.
Yeah.
But I think the expansion is earlier because the projectile damage is way farther on. So I think it's earlier or faster labs. Or maybe the productions are always working, and so the researchers keeps going.
Yeah, I remember
We had some
somebody
issues
saying.
with that last time.
I remember somebody saying that doing one of the, I think it was either damage 2 or speed 2 for your projectiles took 10 minutes, which in a game which normally lasts about 35 to 40 is a really heavy investment for an upgrade like that. But we did see Clutch beat out Razzlington in game 1, purely just off the back of investing in these little turrets. In normal bite battles, we don't like these things. In the 1v1 game mode, they're kind of your saviours, they're your saving grace if you're getting pushed like this early on. You can leave these guys, you can set them down, forget about them. They're relatively cheap to make, although, you could argue that maybe you'd want to send a few if you've got some in hand. As a medium biter is spotted away from Team North.
But we see the first bigger deviation from Razzlington. He builds like 8 assemblers that are like more in science preparation, handcrafting help. So he's not all in. So he wants to either have a smoother playstyle or he wants to take harder into the tech tree.
What does he sacrifice from his initial playstyle by going like this? Because this is new. I don't remember seeing like a maul effectively being slapped on top of your initial kind of turret and ammo production. What does he lose by putting this down, or what does he gain by putting this
offensive
down?
power. He loses offensive power. That's but maybe it's for later, so he gets harder later. Yeah, we'll see what he goes for. But that's 8 assemblers. Maybe also because we have to bigger assemblers.
As you can see, the small biters, their shells denoted by a beigey light brown colour. The medium bispitters have like a pinkish salmon colour to their back. Big biters have blue shells and are larger, obviously. And behemoths, which I don't think we'll see today, but behemoth biters are green, and we also have bosses in the game as well, which will have health bars, but I don't think we'll see that in a 1v1 setting. The waves now, though, are threaded in a couple of medium biters, which take a few more bullets to go down, allowing them to swarm and slowly but surely kind of another grenade. 2 grenades.
Cool. And turrets, okay. Yeah, but attacks get heavier, and we see the ammo belt again.
Yes, yeah.
Which is
really.
handheld and a lot of. And we are down to 5 minutes.
Yeah. So Carl's been pinging this iron mining setup that Raz sat down, but it's not fully turned on yet. I wonder if power as well, as we see these guys slowly building larger and larger bases, power is going to slowly but surely need to be added to this as well. Although they're looking pretty stable, with another 20 turrets sent from Razzlington. Razzlington up to the north again.
And Clutch finishes the research and goes for walls, logistics, and most likely gates again.
I mean, gates are strong.
So you bricks, but you don't get gates if you don't have bricks.
Yeah. And you could argue potentially you could set up another like small brick setup just below your current stone mining, but
But that's the thing you want to buffer early on.
Yes,
because you only have one stone patch here, and he overbuilt some of it. Not sure. And Razzlington does there were a lot of news about his 3 labs trying to finish a research. He now added blueprinted 8 and double signs, so you will see red and green signs permanent research by him. While he has some issues fixing power.
Everything's off. What are we missing? Is it?
Yeah, there's a power ball missing. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Slight misstep, but it's not game ending. It's not run ending.
That's 10 seconds, yeah. There was a big attack meanwhile on the ammo belt, and Clutch, I'm pretty sure, used grenades again.
Oh.
Yeah, he's down to 3.
Yeah. they've made it quite deep there as well, to be fair. I mean, they've run pretty close to the silo. For any of you watching, just as a recap, if you lose your silo, the game is over. This is your main protective item, this is your throne. Both sides have one, and the idea is to tech up, and then have enough defensive tech to defend from any rushes, and also kind of push your enemy over the edge. So yeah, we really don't want our silo, or the bugs to be anywhere near the silo at the moment. We want to be pushing them back as they're coming in. God, I love these. I'm so happy I've got this back, man. When I first started streaming, we had some great MS Paint tutorials about defense and wall patterns, and so the good old days. All right, let's get back into the game. A lot more production buildings have been stuck down by Raz now, in terms of turret builders. I feel like he's added an extra 6.
Yeah, some at least, not quite sure how much. And Clubs research military though, and goes from military science tech,
interesting. So that's
which is not needed for games. Oh, it's needed for. Why does he use military science tech too? Does he go for combat stuff like defender? Or does he actually go for flamer armor, which is super weird in this spot?
Yeah, I don't see any oil. Like, unless it's just on the edge. I mean, you need like 1 or 2 spots. I think
and
as well,
at least you put some radars down to scout.
We noticed a little bit that the ammo belt ran dry. The ammo belt ran dry a little bit sometimes for clutch at times, and that could be devastating, especially if a really large wave comes and some turrets begin to kind of starve.
Yeah, he just hampered a bunch, but the turrets in the middle aren't super healthy. Oh, now they are. The ammo belt is buffering up. And Graz is losing a bit of time, pressure-wise, but he's doing automated coal now, it seems like.
Okay.
But hasn't set up his lab. He blueprinted it early, he built the ingredients early, but didn't get any use from it yet. So, yeah, he's now doing that.
Green science, interesting. We didn't see much green from him last few games? I think he just stayed on red, and it was just a pure mag and turret spam.
Yeah, he handcrafted the 20 he needed for the grenades, and the rest was all like the inserted red part.
Interesting, right. So we have a slight adaptation, slight evolution of the game plan. Yeah, maybe that theory crafting and the playing a lot less online, so that I can kind of like work out what it is that I need to do. If I was Raz, for instance, if I was in this could pay off big, man. This could be like a secret weapon that we're about to unleash.
Like, talking about turret mechanics, there's like red signs being sent up and down, and it works out because that usually buffers 2, and then 1 can be in the air and the rest can reset.
Yeah.
So it looks funny, but it is actually not too bad. And what is it going for? Military 2, nothing good after that. Okay. And the furnace buffer on the top left are gone, and Clutch is not looking to go there.
It's interesting because he's losing a real large chunk of his defensive line. I mean, if you think about the bugs wanting to kind of flood us into an area, in a way, if they manage to kind of pick a hole through your defense, you end up with a gap in your defensive line like this. Later on, and I say this often in fight battles, it's not wave 1 that really matters. For instance, if the yellow colour is wave 1, all you need is wave 2 to come in next in 30 seconds time and make it through, and all of a sudden you have them directly on top of the most important part, which is your defensive structures. So arguably you want to have a solidified line, if not multiple lines of defences, to keep them away. A thick wall or a thick buffer of, for instance, these stone furnaces. And the reason why, just so, and I know all of you guys know this now, but I'm just explaining to the 1 or 2 people that are in the room that might not know. These stone furnaces are incredibly cheap to build, they're incredibly quick to put down, and they act as effectively like a bit of a shield, a bit of a buffer. Normally, in a game of fight battles, you'd be using just a wall. You can kind of seal yourself off from bugs. But for now, initially, to see the bugs coming in, they'll hit these walls and they kind of need to kill these off before they get to the turret. So kind of giving you a little bit of a buffer, a bit of a shield. And in one area in the middle of Clutch's defensive setup, they're all down. So potentially if you was to get swarmed, you're going to start losing turrets. Maybe. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. But, yeah. And as we can see, Razzlington's opted for what looks like a triple layered stump. Very organised, actually. You see a lot of people that play this game mode where they just spam left click and just, you know, make some circles, and it's all a bit chaotic. Oh, north, relatively good attack. Turret goes down. Sideswipe. Oh, I hate sideswipes. So we are 26 minutes into a game. You were very good at predicting the ending timing of game 1, because you were about 30 seconds off, which I think is an acceptable margin. Game 2, we were about 3 or 4 minutes off predicting the end, from some gallant defense from Clutch. Do you see this game going the distance, going 40 plus minutes, 50 plus minutes? Oh, Pitta's offline. Okay, solo casting. I don't think that this game goes.
I'm there. Don't.
Okay, no worries. Sophie.
Yeah, the issue is I just muted myself for a second. Like Rez is doing different stuff, and I'm not quite sure what. Like he's doing negates just because he has a lot of more. He has a lot of research, and he's now doing. So I can't really afford it, but I think both players will hold 2%.
My question there
is,
who gets the gates first? Because Raz has been building and sending, so that's a slight deviation in use of your time. Whereas Clutch has really just been going straight to gates, so will he hit gate timings first?
Actually hit first, but he has no bricks, no walls.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused if he even goes for... What is his research? He's doing physical damage too. He's not going for gates. He's doing military. I don't know. I'm really confused by both of their...
Are we missing something? Has there been an item that's been made that we haven't seen before? For instance, defenders. Do you think that maybe we can get to a defender sender?
But then he would research towards defense. So, like he's preparing red ammo, he's not sending red ammo. He's preparing military sites, but it's not going for defender. Oh, but there's an attack on the right side. No ammo. You see grenade? You don't. But he should be able to get grenades. Yeah, he's out of grenades, but hasn't researched. Like he put all grenades into military sites, like holy.
Interesting. Clutch is changing up. Both players are actually changing up a little bit here. This is... What are we thinking? This isn't what we saw game 1 and game 2. I mean, Razzlington is playing similarly stylistically because he's picking up items, he's sending them, he's forcing the issue. We're up at 32% now for the north. But yeah, like you said, bricks. Doing up green side to the automated.
I mean, judging by the amount of military science he wants to do, he goes defenders.
Yeah.
Because he hand-fed for 100 military science, and that's defenders.
Yeah. Meanwhile, power on north is an issue. Seeing slight yellow power here. It's not terrible, but it's going to slow production down. And power on south is looking...
Oh, big attacks.
Oh dear, that's
big
huge.
And he has no grenades on him. Does he? Oh, he...
1, 2, 3, 4. But he must be low now. Surely there's only 1 or 2 left.
Oh, he has 4 now. Handcraft a lot? Oh, he has the on-patch assemblers. I see. Okay.
Oh, yeah, slightly missed that. There's a lot going on, so apologies.
Now he kills defenders. He now kills defenders. He goes defenders.
Have we seen defenders at all this tournament?
It didn't, but I didn't catch all early games. And
I think Gates and Gates now sends were strong. I remember Ness got quite deep into the tournament with red ammo send.
Defenders are like, one defender is like 4 turrets, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. So it's basically the same, even more extreme. Clutch goes for a later tech. That is cheaper though, but that explains why he didn't do a lot of bricks.
Yes, yeah. You just need a few of them to get the mill site up and running. I like this. I don't know if you can pull it off, but it's definitely going to be different. I mean, we haven't seen...
He has some execution issues. Like, he's now fixing power, but there's like, he queued the tech, but the military stuff doesn't go into the buffer box because there's a power fix. So he is feeling the pressure, attacks again, he's going to the north, not fixing his research. I don't know. He now fixed it.
Yeah. And walls from Raz now. Raz is sending walls. That is a first, I think.
Yeah, he is sending walls.
155. Only changed the Evo by 0.5. Interesting. That's not a massive jump. Although walls are the second tier of technology, so it's not, you know, it's not weighted as large as the deeper techs. But still though. Oh, huge attacks going on the north. They are being repelled. And we can see that the turrets have got some additional kind of buffs to them in terms of damage and firing speed, but the turrets themselves are inherently quite weak, so even though they can spit out a lot of damage, they can't take a huge amount either. It's why when we play the main game with teams and stuff, we end up kind of bypassing these for things like flamer turrets and a really thick wall. But in 1v1s, you don't have the time, and you just need to let these guys do a lot of the heavy lifting, killing everything that they see. And yes, Fender.
Raz has a setup with 8 left. He has emptying signs, but doesn't go for a grade. And he has no seal buffers.
Yeah.
Is the plan just to build the walls to send more stuff without having a lot of production? Could be the case, because he tapped all iron, right? He tapped enough copper, and then he just do some more walls to so that the punch has a bit more, yeah, how do you say, it's a bit heavier.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the stress.
I think we're on for an absolute belter big final game here. I genuinely do think we're on for a real fucking solid ending here, because I thought that when we logged into it, I thought that it would be Razzlington, yellow ammo, just send, you know, get you, just literally be relentless with the sending. The fact that we're seeing like wall tag and slight adaptations with green signs, big fan of that. It's still relentless though. I mean, North is still dealing with almost 40% bugs. And somebody just mentioned in chat, nobody has, no sends from clutch down to Raz. So he's only dealing with 6% bugs at the 33-minute mark. It's bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
I know what these guys are going for, but still, like, you'd want to push that up to like 20 maybe if you can.
Yeah, but that was Clutch's plan all journey long, right? Don't send at all, scale, and then send cheap, effective stuff and win with that. And hold. And
hold the line,
maybe he can do it. Maybe he can do it once again. But no, there's a big breach.
Oh yeah, they're right on, and the turrets are ammoless as well. Terrible.
Yeah, no. You can grenade your furnaces, but if you start grenading your turrets, you're in trouble.
And that's a large chunk of turrets going down there as well. About 6 in total.
And no ammo. That was the reason, right? He has no ammo because he has too many consumers before ammo.
Yeah. I mean, you could potentially handcraft some magazines, but
he inputs more iron into the lane now. That will fix some of it. But I'm not sure that's enough to separate the belt with ammo. Because, like, all these turrets need to pick up like 10 each, I think, right?
yeah.
Then the belt needs to buffer, and that all before anything is consumed and more tech spawn, and that's unlikely with 40% evolution.
Not looking great for Clutch. I mean, I'm certainly not like calling GG or anything, but I wonder if he's going to hit gates. Oh, I wonder if we're even going to see him get there.
Not gates. It's
defender, sorry, my bad. Sorry. My brain's already soup and I've only been here for 5 seconds. It was a good day yesterday, it was a long day, but yeah.
Last time you said, it was a long day of streaming, I'm a bit much in my head, and now it hasn't been a long day and you're still much, so maybe we'll see. But big attacks. Oh yeah,
Yeah, and they're flooded. Flooding in.
And now you grenade everything, yeah. You did grenade your whole infrastructure. And I think Razzlington is gonna see that. Oh,
Let's
he's
go
killed!
down.
Ooh.
The death.
Yeah.
35 minutes in as well. As you can see, the bugs at 41%, they're not messing around, they're going straight for the turrets. And it is able to block.
Can he recover his body? Oh no, he goes straight for additional grenades, which is the right call. And then get your armor with. But he has no armor, no fish now. See that again.
It's looking dire here, I'm going to be honest. Very dire for Clutch.
And another, but it's only a skip away. And hitting some turrets, that's good. Did he get his body? No, he didn't.
Just finished defender research as well.
Ah, he got it now. And Rez setting even normal ammo now. He's trying to...
He knows he's got this if he can just ratchet the pressure up just a little bit more. You know, an extra 5%. Second there.
No! Don't run into it. And now the send was perfect. From Rez, sending everything he has. Yeah. Might rip up his turrets and send them as well.
Literally, just, you know, you smell blood in the water here, don't you, as a player? I've just got to get myself up, get myself running, and just take everything I have and send it across, because there's nothing here to defend Clutch's base.
And the next wave is Pitta's only, which is super late for him. He can recover. Don't step into the spit, that's most important.
Yeah.
But where's his defense?
Alarm bells are ringing for the north. Yeah, turrets down. Just get something there in place. Red ammo. Okay.
Yeah. He has nothing else. He has no ammo.
2 waves are coming.
Yeah, and then he has to grenade his defense again. And Rez is just sending, which is just correct. Like, we are not here to make friends, we are here to win the journey.
100%. Right? It's not personal, it's just professional. You know?
And now there's biters, and can he grenade dance? Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, he's lost a lot though, that's a huge investment, as we can see now. The turrets that are up, do have ammo, are repelling the bugs back somewhat.
Yeah, but now there was a wave left, which was still from the Waffert ammo belt kill. Yeah. Now there's another wave right where there's no ammo.
And that's solidified.
Very few turrets. But it's again only splitters, which is just lucky. Which is good. I mean, it's the spawn RNG, but it helps him a lot. Yeah.
Oh boys, I wouldn't want to be in Clutch's position right now. This must be stressful. He did finish the defender research. He hasn't managed to get defenders being built up with the amount of defending he's had to do for himself.
He's more attacks now. He has to build up when he's done defending. And he hasn't set it up, he can't use it. And Rez is just chilling and sending. And it's 44%, right? Even if he stabilizes, he's only 5% away from big fighters. And maybe the effectiveness is enough. Clutch now going south, getting all the... he's doing hand-fed assemblers now, yeah.
Can he survive though? I mean, this is bare bones defensively. When you're at 44.6%, this is really, really like clinging on with fingertips defensively.
He doesn't have enough green chips. He only has like 200 green chips that he hand-fed in there. That's not a lot. It's only 33 defenders. And now he's back to defending, yeah.
And almost dead.
And he's dead.
Again. I mean, they are inches away from the silo on north. Luckily, they're tapping more towards the actual defensive structures. And we talked about this earlier on slightly. Again, like a line in your defense. They're effectively just opening the door for more waves to flood through. As you can see, the defensive has just been eviscerated. The bugs have widened that door now for the next few waves.
But they go to the turrets, which are still useful with ammo and the buffer ammo. So
he's not giving up Clutch. He's managing to try and keep this game alive. But it's a struggle.
You still want to send some. You don't want to lose like 45 to 15, right? You want to lose 45 to 30 at least.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but he's dead again.
14 defenders gives 8%. If Clutch can keep them chewing up his base and just spitting out a few defenders, but nah, there's not enough.
Yeah, he can send 10 yet now, 14. Yeah, send those, and then you can die 45 to 30, and that's it.
So Raz is just outplayed effectively in terms of speed.
Oh, he did send them.
Yeah, he did. He jumped by 8
below 20. Yeah.
But yeah.
And now again by 4.5. Yeah. But because he sent, now his attacks aren't that heavy. So maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, Raz has got some upgrades on his gun turrets, which is nice. He still continues to send wards, although now Clutch is finally in a position where he can be aggressive himself. Meanwhile, he doesn't really have much of a base left over, and the defences are at a push sparse. 4 gun turrets, and then a line of well-fed turrets to the west. This is looking like a really precarious situation if I was North. You could use the defenders to defend with. I don't know if that's worth it though.
No,
compared to just grenading stuff, you know, just spamming grenades and hoping that, you know, you kill off most of them. But again, they are attracted to this defensive setup here, as another wave to the east is moving towards the silo.
They have a cyber attack?
They are so close.
Because
that eastern area has been a real pain this game.
That could have been a chance.
Has Raz had any pain? No, nothing really on Raz. He'll stay on the north.
Well, he will get pain now. Like, he will get big waves, medium biters, but he should be prepared. He has a lot of walls, a lot of furnaces, he has a lot of grenades. He should be fine. But there's an option that, like, 3 big waves coming because he hasn't had treasure, he breaks. But that's a very slim chance.
Oh dear. There are 2 bugs on top of the silo. They haven't yet attacked it, but I don't know if Clutch has seen this. Hopefully he has. The ninja bugs are the deadliest. As we can see on the south, a largish wave will probably be repelled by the gun turrets that are here. They take just some minor damage. They're not as the size or scale that the north are dealing with. And as Clutch has to have seen this, right?
But it was quite tight, like several turrets ran out of ammo there. So, like, he prepared just enough.
Yeah.
But now there's an attack on the right, but only small biters, which will help.
I wonder if Clutch is... how many of these are being built? He's got a few already there and they're still processing. They're coming out kind of slowly, these defenders. It's not as fast as Gates. If I remember correctly, Gates really did churn out, like, quickly. But Raz is
Gates
finally...
are half a second and defenders are like 10 or I think 8, maybe the same as the next.
I'm worried for... maybe I'm missing something here, but this is not ideal. Like, you're having to manually defend whilst you invested so heavily into your turrets being stronger. But he has managed to hit the tech that he believes will win him the game. And he's certainly not lost. This isn't kind of like by nothing. Like, he has some tools available to him, like grenades. But
yeah, he just plays furnaces and grenades the furnaces. That's best. Better than grenading turret. Like, he's an experienced battle player. He can hang on. But we are at 48%.
Yeah. Oh my god, we're so close to 50.
And the defense he now does, grenading furnace while hitting biters, you can't do that with big biters.
Yeah,
that's
too strong.
Not efficient.
Way too strong.
So I super hope that Rez pushes to like 52% and then just bunkers up and lets him die. I think that would be best. But now a big attack on south.
Yeah, decent size.
A lot of medium biters, but...
some of them are getting through, punching holes, kind of fracturing the defense.
Rez also throwing grenades at the turrets. And there's another attack, but only splitters, which is great.
And they seem relatively easily repelled compared to what the north is currently dealing with. But it's constant now, though. That's about 3 or 4 waves in a row where you don't get a lot of breathing room in between.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Rez also improves his turrets, I think to the same extent as Dutch did.
Yeah, and there's a small hole off to the east where the bugs can wrap around the defensive if they come at that angle. Although, they're still quite small. There's only a few medium biters in here, whereas, majoritively speaking, the north are dealing with almost all of their biters being medium-sized. So. Raz is down to only 44 grenades now. Yeah, I mean, it might not be enough. I mean, I think it will be, but yeah. It's good to see that Raz is having to deal with a little bit of pressure himself, but I do believe that if I had to be in a position on either north or south right now, I'd be much more comfortable on south. Clutch is clutching onto this with his
double attack on Clutch now. Yes,
I prepared so many gate puns as well, by the way. Like, I had loads of gate memes, and we're just not seeing them here today.
But it seems like Clutch can't defend this, if you know what I mean.
There's too many of them. They're too fast.
With his defenders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died again, and but the bugs run away to a single furnace 20 times.
Oh, they're swarming now.
They're not taking.
This is GG. You must be.
Yeah.
What a good game, though. Different.
Definitely different, yeah.
What do we think? I mean, the outcome we expected?
The outcome, yes. The way there, no, not at all.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point.
I mean, it could have been the exact same game, like with others, the stats we saw before. Yeah, really nice. Do we want to get a winner's interview? Do we try to get that?
So I'm just having a bit of a scan around to see. Oh, sorry, I should mention, as the tournament is now wrapping up, the next tournament will be on the 28th of January at 2 o'clock CET, Central European Time. Feel free to put that into your calendar. It's going to be a banger. We've got more players. There's going to be more money. Hopefully, with the adaptations we're seeing on both of these player sides, we might see some very different playstyles too. So for everybody that's watching, thank you for joining us for this 1v1 tournament. Razzlington has been crowned the winner of this 1v1 Masters tournament and be walking away with many, many new euros in his back pocket. Although he's English, so it should be pounds, right? I mean, we're not even part of the EU. I don't want to get all political and stuff, but it should be pounds. I'm sure he'd be happy to be paid in pints. Congratulations. Commiserations to Clutch, but well played. To get to a final is no mean feat. And I believe that Clutch's playstyle has really, it's lended itself to new adaptations here. And I think they want us to interview Razzlington. Do you think we'd be able to get him into the call to interview?
Sure, let's try that.
Do you have him on Discord? I don't think I've got him as a... But if you can invite him in, we can have a quick chat.
Like, the main issue is that I'm on my phone Discord now.
Oh dear. Okay, let me see if I can grab
But